All right, let's dive into another deep dive.
Okay.
Today we're going underwater
Okay.
to explore some incredible lakes. You wouldn't believe how deep some of these get.
Really?
Like skyscraper dwarfing depths.
Wow. It's like hidden worlds like
Right.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Our guide for this underwater adventure is this article, 10 Deepest Lakes in the World,
Okay.
from 10mosttoday.com. It's from July 4th, 2013.
Oh, wow.
So some of the info might be a little old,
Yeah.
but that's kind of fun too, right? We'll see what's changed.
Right. Or what stayed the same.
Exactly. So to start our journey, we're heading to the heart of Siberia,
Okay.
Russia, to the undisputed champion of depth, Lake Baikal.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah, this lake plunges to a mind-blowing 1,637 meters.
Wow.
That's over a mile straight down.
That's like, what, 3 Empire State Buildings on top of each other?
Yeah, or even more. It's crazy. And it's not just the depth. Lake Baikal holds like a fifth of the world's unfrozen fresh water.
Seriously.
Enough to give, like, drinking water to billions of people.
That's a vital resource. Got to protect that.
Absolutely. Now, let's shift gears.
Okay.
Head over to Lake Tanganyika.
All right.
This one's in Central Africa.
Okay.
Close second in the depth department, reaching 1,470 meters.
Wow.
And it's also the second largest freshwater lake by volume.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now, here's what's fascinating about Lake Tanganyika.
Okay.
Its geography is pretty complex. It's actually shared by 4 different countries:
Really?
Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Burundi, and Zambia.
Wow. So managing that lake,
Must be a nightmare.
I was going to say a lot of collaboration.
Yeah, for sure. Now, speaking of blurring lines, let's head to the Caspian Sea.
Okay.
Now, it's got sea in the name, but it's actually a lake.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that giant landlocked one.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't connect to any oceans.
Right.
But it's huge. It's like its own little sea with currents and waves and everything.
Huh. I didn't realize it was that massive.
Oh, yeah. And get this, it even has seals.
Wait, seals in a lake? I thought seals were like ocean creatures.
Well, that's what's so unique about the Caspian Sea. It's like a leftover piece of an ancient ocean. It got cut off, isolated.
Huh.
So it's got this weird mix of freshwater and saltwater species.
Wow, that's fascinating. So I've seen some of the biggest, deepest lakes.
Right.
But now we're diving into a world hidden under ice.
Oh, wow.
To Antarctica
Okay.
to explore Lake Vostok.
All right.
This lake is buried, get this, under 4 kilometers of ice.
What? That's like higher than most mountains.
I know, and it's completely isolated. Ecosystem's been sealed off for millions of years.
So basically like exploring another planet.
Yeah, an alien planet right here.
Right.
And even though it's covered in ice,
Yeah.
Lake Vostok is still 900 meters deep.
It's hard to wrap your head around that. Like, what kind of life could be down there?
I know, right? Scientists are dying to know more about the organisms that evolved down there.
Yeah, in that hidden world.
So from the frozen landscapes of Antarctica, we're going to South America,
Okay.
to a place where beauty meets incredible depths.
Ooh.
Lake O'Higgins-San Martin.
Oh, I've seen pictures. It's stunning.
It is. It's nestled in the Patagonian peaks.
Right.
And reaches depths of 836 meters.
Wow.
But what's really unique about this lake
Yeah.
is its geography. It's made up of these flooded valleys straddling the border of Chile and Argentina.
So it's like a series of lakes all connected.
Yeah, kind of like long fingers reaching out from the mountains.
Wow. And with all those different elevations and temperatures, must be a lot of different ecosystems in there.
Right. So we've seen lakes of epic proportions.
Yeah.
But now let's do a quick tour of some other deep contenders.
Okay, sounds good.
First up, Lake Malawi in Africa.
Ooh, that's a big one, right?
It is third largest and second deepest in Africa.
Impressive.
Known for its incredible biodiversity.
Yeah.
Holds more fish species than any other lake.
So it's like an underwater paradise.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, next we have Issyk-Kul in Kyrgyzstan.
Issyk-Kul. What's special about that one?
So Issyk-Kul means hot lake in Kyrgyz.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that. Despite being surrounded by snowy peaks,
Yeah.
it never freezes.
Really? How is that possible?
Geothermal activity keeps it relatively warm even in the coldest months.
Huh. Nature's pretty amazing.
I know, right? Now, from a hot lake, let's go to the deepest lake in North America,
Oh, right.
Great Slave Lake in Canada.
I've heard of that one.
It goes down 614 meters. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is.
And it's home to a ton of lake trout.
So fishing paradise.
You got it. Okay, from vast landscapes to dramatic depths, our next stop is Crater Lake in Oregon, USA.
Crater Lake, that's the one formed by a volcano, right?
Yeah. Thousands of years ago, this massive eruption created a caldera.
Right, a giant crater.
Exactly, and it filled with water. Now we have this incredible blue, stunning lake.
Wow, that's a dramatic origin story.
It really shows the power of nature. And last but not least, we're heading to Indonesia
Okay.
to visit Lake Matano.
All right.
It's part of the Malili Lake system.
I'm not familiar with that one.
They're known for their super clear water,
Oh, wow.
like natural aquariums. You can see right into the underwater world.
That sounds beautiful.
It is. So that was a whirlwind tour. We've seen lakes so deep they rival mountains
Right.
and hold enough water to supply entire continents.
It's incredible. And we've only just scratched the surface, right?
Exactly. There's a whole lot more to explore.
I'm ready. What's next? Back again for more deep lake action.
You said it. I'm still blown away by these lakes.
Yeah.
Just thinking about like what's happening under the surface.
I know, right? Entire ecosystems in total
Yeah.
darkness.
Under all that pressure.
It's like mind-boggling.
It's like another world down there, one we're just starting to figure out.
And the life down there, it's incredible.
Yeah. What kind of life?
Well, many species have like these crazy adaptations to survive.
Okay, like what? I'm picturing some seriously weird creatures.
Oh, you're not far off. Some deep water species have bioluminescence.
Bioluminescence. That means they like glow in the dark.
Exactly. They produce their own light.
Whoa, that's like built-in headlights. But why would they need light down there? It's pitch black.
Well, it's for communication, for one,
Okay.
attracting prey, even confusing predators.
So it's like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, imagine a sudden flash of light in the darkness. It'd startle anything.
That's true. I guess I wouldn't want to run into a glowing fish in the dark.
And then there's the adaptations for pressure.
Oh, right. All that water pushing down.
Some deep-sea fish have super flexible skeletons and like gelatinous bodies.
So they just kind of squish.
Yeah, they can withstand that crazy weight,
It's amazing how life finds a way.
isn't it? It's a testament to evolution, for sure.
Okay, so how do scientists even study these ecosystems?
It's a challenge, that's for sure.
I bet you can't just like dive in.
No, not really. They use these things called ROVs,
ROVs.
remotely operated vehicles.
Okay.
Basically underwater robots.
So we send robots down there,
Yeah, they're equipped with cameras, sensors, even robotic arms.
like little explorers.
Exactly. They can handle the pressure and send back all sorts of data.
So like our eyes and ears down there.
Yeah, and they use sonar, too.
Sonar, that's like sound waves, right?
Yep, they bounce sound off the lake bed to create images.
So they can like map it out.
Exactly. They can see underwater mountains, canyons,
Wow.
even hydrothermal vents.
Oh, those are the underwater geysers, right?
You got it. Superheated water, often in volcanic areas.
Right. I remember learning about those. So we've got the tech to explore.
Right.
But what are scientists actually trying to find out?
Well, one big thing is understanding how these ecosystems work. Like, how do food webs function in those conditions?
That's a good question.
What kinds of relationships exist between species? And how do they survive, period?
It's a huge puzzle.
It is. And it might even tell us about life in other extreme environments.
You mean like on other planets?
Exactly.
So we could learn about aliens by studying our own lakes.
Possibly.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What else are they looking into?
Another thing is the role of deep lakes in the carbon cycle.
The carbon cycle. Remind me what that is again?
It's how carbon moves around, between the atmosphere, oceans, living things.
Oh, right, right.
And deep lakes are important because they store tons of carbon.
So like giant carbon sinks.
Exactly. And by studying how they store and release it,
Yeah.
we can understand how humans are affecting the climate.
So these lakes, even though they seem isolated,
Right.
they're connected to this massive global system.
Yeah, it shows how interconnected everything is.
This is way more fascinating than I thought it would be.
And we're not done yet. Still more to uncover.
Okay, what's next?
In part 3, we'll come up for air, so to speak.
All right.
We'll look at the cultural and historical side of these lakes.
Oh, interesting.
Myths, legends, human connections.
I like it. Looking forward to that. All right, welcome back. We've explored the depths,
Yeah.
the ecosystems, the mysteries.
It's been a journey.
It has, but now it's time to surface.
Okay.
And look at something a little different.
So coming up for air, metaphorically speaking.
Right, exactly. We're gonna explore the human connection to
Okay.
these incredible lakes. They're not just scientific marvels.
Right.
They're part of human history.
Mythology, spirituality, all of that.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that when you're focused on the science.
Right. They've been shaping cultures a long, long time.
Yeah, for millennia. So where do we even begin with that?
Well, let's go back to Lake Baikal, our depth champion
Okay.
for the indigenous Buryat people of Siberia.
Yeah.
That lake is sacred. They believe it's the home of powerful spirits.
So like more than just a lake, it's almost like a god to them.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Their whole culture revolves around respecting the lake.
That's pretty amazing. Makes you think about different perspectives,
Absolutely. How different cultures see the world. It can really challenge your own views.
So what about the other lakes? Do they have, like, similar stories?
Yeah, definitely. Take Lake Tanganyika, for example.
Okay.
It's been a central part of life for people living along its shores.
Makes sense. It's so
For
huge.
centuries, it's been a source of food, transportation, and inspiration.
I bet there are some amazing legends about it.
Oh, tons. In a lot of cultures, there are stories about lake monsters.
Lake monsters. I love those stories, even if they're not real.
Right? It's that fascination with the unknown.
Yeah, what lies beneath.
Exactly. Like what's working down there in the darkness.
Are there any, like, specific monster legends about Lake Tanganyika?
Well, not one definitive monster, but lots of stories about weird creatures, unexplained stuff happening.
So kind of like cautionary tales.
Yeah, a way of warning people to respect the lake. It could be unpredictable.
Yeah, if you think there's a monster down there, you're going to be a little more careful.
Hey, exactly.
Okay, so we've got sacred lakes, we've got monsters.
Right.
What other human connections are there?
Well, a lot of cultures see lakes as like portals.
Portals, like to another world?
Yeah, it's like the depths have this mystical quality, a connection to something beyond our world.
I can see that, like a gateway to the supernatural or the spiritual.
Right, like in Celtic mythology, lakes and springs were linked to the other world.
The other world, that's their realm of magic, right?
Yeah, it shows that connection between humans and nature and how the unknown just sparks our imagination.
I get it. When you look out at a lake, especially a really deep one, it's easy to imagine anything down there.
Totally. It makes you wonder what's hidden, what we haven't discovered yet.
So spiritual beliefs, monsters, portals, what else?
Well, these lakes have shaped history, too. Not just myths and legends.
Okay.
Think about Lake Malawi again. All that biodiversity, it's been a hub of activity for so long.
Right, we talked about the fish.
It's provided food, trade routes, even influenced art and music.
It's amazing how these lakes have, like, built societies.
They have. We might think we're separate from nature, but we're really not.
We're all connected.
And as we keep exploring, we'll find more and more connections between us and these lakes.
This has been incredible. We've gone to the deepest places on Earth, heard amazing stories, learned so much.
It just shows you there's always more to learn.
And this is just the beginning. There are so many other lakes out here.
Each one with its own secrets.
So keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep diving deeper.
And until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon.
And your mind's open to the wonders that await.
Adventure is out there.
Always is.